Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Atrocious. Thank you so much for watching this commentary, this restream unique commentary of the Tokyo One Piece TCG Championships in OP06 format. We've got an exciting one here today. Enel versus Yamato. I've got both of the deck lists in front of me ready to go. I don't know actually who the winner is at this point in time in the recording. I've tried my best to just hide away from any of the results, but this is going to be a really interesting match for a lot of reasons. Yamato trying to defend its title in the championship series, winning Miyagi earlier. We did go over that game if you'd like to watch that video, but the thing about that one is that list is a little bit different than the one that's being piloted today. We've got two decks that both use the Sky Island package in their list. The Yamato in the Miyagi championships using the Fishman Pirates kind of stuff, Fishman Island type cards, now switching over to Sky Island. But before we actually get started, the Enel player going first in this one, as you see with the going first card. This is a restream. This is unique commentary of the championships. I do not own the rights to the content. Oh, I thought I was subscribed. I do not own the rights to the stream. If you want to go check out the stream, you can click the link in the description below or in the comments as always to find the actual broadcast and watch it. It is very fun. Do love these broadcasts. I just wish they didn't happen when it was like 4 a.m. my time. I can't stay up that late. But anyways, let's just get into it. No more disclaimers and things like that. The one thing that I do love about Yamato is, like, this is one of the very few like base leader cards, like base rarity leader cards that we see in these tournaments. Usually people are rocking like the alternate versions, and I mean, I do love the alternate versions, but it's really cool to see the base, because I do think that the base leader art for Yamato is so good and so awesome and so cute and adorable. So definitely love seeing that rocking, but I bet the Yamato is pretty expensive at this point after winning Miyagi and being in the new set OP06 that came out very recently in Japan. So we'll see exactly how this goes. The Yamato did not opt to mulligan. The Enel player did. And so we're going to see how this plays out. I feel like the Yamato player probably has a pretty good matchup going into this, and looks like a pretty decent hand. They've got a Shura to start along with the You're the One That Should Disappear counter event, Onami in hand, Gadatsu, and the Rush Enel. So could be very interesting to see how this game plays out. I don't know which build of Yamato I like more. This will be the second time that we've seen this Yamato player on stream and in our videos, so going to be getting a little bit more insight of what this deck looks like. So pretty good turn one, going second, you know, being able to play that Shura and potentially a Holly as, or I'm sorry, no, the Ohm, the 4-cost Ohm is the one that does the Holly. The Shura just finds a Sky Island card to put in the hand, so it could be good. You know, turn one draw supporters are always good, I feel like, index. And the hand that the Enel player has to start with, you got a Capone, Onami in there, a Yamato, Big Mom, and an Okiku. So pretty decent hand, I feel like. I mean, you've got no movement in there, so you're kind of dependent on your top deck and your life. No, like, kind of first turn search type cards or things like that. But this deck in general doesn't play too much of that anyway. Actually, I think their only like real draw support is Shirahoshi, so they're kind of almost always at the mercy in their first turn or two at their top decks in life, which maybe Enel is fine going that route. And so just a turn one draw pass, and it looks like the Yamato player is going to do exactly what I said with the Shura. Going to find a Sky Island. They have to find something other than Shura, so I think their only option in there is Gadatsu in there, so that's going to be their second Gadatsu in hand. Gadatsu 1k counter, KOing character with a cost equal or less than their life. Could be really good for the early game, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that come down in a future turn, but it's probably not going to come down next turn. There's going to be an 8k swing on the Yamato and a pass off to them. So going on to their 4 dawn turn, wouldn't surprise me if we just saw a 9k swing into leader right here. That could be really, really interesting, because that Yamato with the double attack can be so strong. Now what they don't know is that the 0k counter card of plus 3000 power is in their hand, so could be interesting. But it looks like they're going to give banish. They're going to go with the Onami banish into 7k swing, so they can get out of it with that you're the one that should disappear. And I definitely think they should probably play that card, and it looks like they're just going to actually counter out of it instead with an Onami and a Beije going 8k in counters. So dodging that one, thankfully, but another body on the board for the potential future. And so they're going to start out their 5 dawn turn swinging 6 at the Yamato. So, oh, I'm sorry, the Yamato is the one that has the counter. I thought the Enel did at first for some reason. Too many yellow decks going around. The Enel player actually does not play that counter. So the discarding the Beije and the Onami was the correct thing. My apologies. But this 6k attack going to connect. It is going to be a Satori in the life. And so Satori has the trigger effect of trashing a card and playing a card. They are going to do that, choosing which card they want to discard. I'm trying to think of what card you would want to discard. I feel like a Datsu maybe. They're eyeing up the Momonosuke. I do like the Momonosuke because that card, at least in the previous video that we watched, was very, very valuable for the Enel player to our left. So they're eyeing up that Rush Enel instead. Probably don't want to take their own life at any point, but looks like the Enel player is just going to lay down that Okiku and pass it off to the Yamato. So the Yamato getting that Satori off life is nice, because now you have, you know, a swing option to be able to potentially get rid of some counter in hand before you go in with Yamato and double attack. You do have the opportunity to Onami again and banish with your double attack, which would actually be really, really good. Especially maybe if you want to Onami first, swing with Yamato to banish, and then use the Satori, because then that's less counter in the hand for the Satori, or less counter in the Enel hand. Yeah, and they are going to do that, discarding a Big Mom, and what was that, a Yamato? So 2 really, really big hits. Those are 2 big monsters that are not going to see the field of play. And like I was saying, less counter in hand for the Satori, and the Satori hits Enel already going down to 1 life. This is looking like a really good game for Yamato, and we'll see if the Enel can counter out of this one. Going into the 7 dawn turn now. Oof. Already down to 1 life. You hate to see that, but probably the Yamato is just going to ignore the Ikoku. They probably don't even care about the Ikoku and probably don't want to pay it no mind except for blocking out the attacks on it. But man, just OP06 just really showcasing how awesome and super powerful the banish Yamato double attack is. Onami becoming a staple in yellow decks really all around. We've seen it in this Enel list. We've seen it in Yamato, obviously. And so looking at their hand, they've got big monsters all around. The problem is, can they survive the next turn of swings? They can only play like a Big Mom, which it wouldn't shock me if you play Big Mom and the opponent chooses to discard their own life, going down to 1 because they don't want to give you any more life. But it looks like that's what is going to be happening. The Big Mom coming down, and it also wouldn't shock me if the Yamato player said, okay, take your own life, because they do have the Yamato double attack. So it's like you could savor your own life a little bit to just really just take them down again. So it looks like they are going to discard their own life, getting rid of the Izzo. I think that's you're probably okay with that. Izzo, I don't know if it's really gonna help you, because I don't think Izzo can get rid of the Momonosuke if it does happen, but the Enel swing for 5 is going to be countered out by the Gadatsu. Now the Okiku is going to be countered out by the Satori. So still at 1 Dawn left, and we'll see exactly what happens. They're going to top deck the 200 million volts of Maru. Very, very good card. Now being at 1 life left, going to get that bonus power. You don't really need to rest any of their characters, but you do love that for 2 Dawn, you can power up plus 3,000 on a character. So you could power up like your Onamis to swing way more wide in this. I wonder if that's a good option. Your Onamis they're 2K, right? No, they're 3K actually. So using the 200 million volts of Maru to put them at 6 could force a 2K counter or 2 different cards. So going to be attaching 2 on the Satori and swinging 7 at leader. Again, forcing at least 2 cards, and it looks like they are going to let that one go. Potential counter coming in, and no, it looks like they're just going to put it in hand but use leader effect to get 1 more life. So I'm trying to see what they potentially got off of that. I don't know exactly what they got. It could be something like an Okiku, I think, or maybe a Hiyori. It's hard to tell. I don't have ultra eyes, only 1080p quality, but still very, very good production and still very, very good broadcast. Anyways, they've got 6 Dawn left in their turn. They're looking at putting 2 on the Yamato and swinging at the Enel. The Enel now having a choice. They're going to have to take that one, and it looks like, I think the 200 million volts Amaru is incoming. They're going to take that one and just, man, not getting anything off of the triggers. And so here we go, the 200 million volts Amaru going to 6, and then using leader effect to attach the 2 rested Dawn from the 200 million volts Amaru, putting the 2 extra Dawn, going 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10K swing in Enel. Can they counter out of it? They can! Yamato just absolutely dominates that game. Oh my gosh. Just absolutely dominated the Enel. Now, to be fair, that Enel player had literally like nothing off of triggers, which is very uncharacteristic of yellow decks in general, but they just did not have, they had too many boss monsters off of that mulligan hand to really be able to stop like the early swings and things like that. And so the Yamato player, especially with double attack and especially with banish, really just got to absolutely destroy the finals. That was only like a 10-minute match or something like that, like a little over 10 minutes. Absolutely dominant finals. Really love to see it. Yamato winning 2 events now in a row, the Miyagi Championships and also the the Tokyo Championship. So definitely, if you want to play Yamato in the next format, might want to go pick up those cards. This list featuring a lot of OP05 cards in comparison to the last list that plays way more OP06 cards. So go pick up your OP05 cards if you want your Sky Island package. Get your Enels while they're cheap. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I wish this game was a little bit longer. Hopefully you enjoyed the commentary. I do enjoy doing this. Again, there's no monetization or anything on these videos because I don't own the rights to this, and so hopefully we get to do this again soon. Maybe we'll see if Yamato can go for a 3-peat. I did see, I don't recall a Sakazuki after the top 8. I'm trying to remember if I think there was one in the top 16, if my memory serves me correctly, but none in the top 8. So Sakazuki winning I think all 5 of the OP05 events to going nothing in OP06 so far. I think Yamato just really checking the Sakazuki players. So Very, very interesting to see. Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you in a future video. And let me know down in the comments what decks you're enjoying in either the OP05 format, if you're like me in English, or maybe watching these streams in the OP06 format. See you next one.